Monday, welcome back to On the Shoulders of Giants. I am Joseph Ward, continuing my reading of Dr. Amos Wilson's great book, Blueprint for Black Power, Chapter 11, Ideology and the Legitimization of Dominance, pages 220 to 230. All right. So, like the opening video was explaining, and like the opening in this reading was explaining how ideologies work, what ideologies are, why they exist for, who they benefit, who they don't benefit, and how they are, how ideology spread through society, right? And remember, ask yourself this question. How do systems, before I ask that question, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that hype button so as many people as possible can get this information, because we need to get our minds right so we can continue, so we can actually get to actually building. All right, so ask yourself this question. How do systems of domination convince the people they dominate that domination is normal, just, and even beneficial? Just like I was reading, right? How do systems of domination convince the people they dominate that domination is normal, just, or even beneficial? So the answer is ideology. Ideology is used to convince people that domination is normal, just, and beneficial. So in this chapter, Dr. Wilson is arguing that every enduring system of power develops an ideology that explains, justifies, and protects its dominance. Force alone cannot sustain a society over generations. So going back to Dr. Naeem Akbar's book, Breaking the Chains of Psychological Slavery, the ruling class must also persuade people to accept its leadership as legitimate. This chapter is deeply influenced by political theory, psychology, sociology, and history. Wilson examines how ideas become tools of power and how beliefs can maintain systems of inequality, and when those systems harm the very people who believe in them. All right, so the central thesis of this chapter is every ruling group develops an ideology that legitimizes its dominance. Remember that. Every ruling group develops an ideology that legitimizes its dominance. Ideologies teach who deserves power, who deserves wealth, who deserves leadership, who deserves respect, who deserves opportunity. Ideologies shape how people interpret reality, how we see the world around us. Dr. Wilson believes that oppressed people often accept domination because they have accepted the ideology that supports the domination. All right? So our key points are: ideology is more powerful than force. To take somebody's mind is more powerful than taking somebody's body. Ideology defines reality. The dominant group defines social standards. Ideology justifies inequality. Education transmits ideology. Media reinforces dominant ideology. History can legitimize power. Religion can legitimize political systems. Oppressed people may internalize dominant ideology. Ideology influences political behavior. Ideology shapes identity. The ruling class protects its ideology. Counter ideologies are necessary. Psychological liberation requires ideological liberation, and Black power requires intellectual independence. So as always, we're going to start with these first two key points, but I need you to do something. I need you to help a brother out. I need you to hook me up, stand on business, 10 toes down, all that stuff, and hit that like button for me real quick. Hit that like button so, we can do good up in that algorithm. So I appreciate you. So the first key point is ideology is more powerful than force. Dr. Wilson argues that force alone cannot maintain dominance, and we know that, right? Military power and police power are expensive. The most effective systems convince people to police themselves. The most effective systems convince people to police themselves. Therefore, ideology becomes cheaper and more effective than constant violence. When people believe the system is legitimate, they cooperate voluntarily. The second key point is ideology defines reality. Dr. Wilson explains that ideology influences how people understand the world. Ideology answers questions like, what is success? what is intelligence, what is civilized, what is dangerous, who deserves leadership, and what is normal. Therefore, control over ideas becomes control over perception. That's how the have plenties can have control over the have littles and have nots. So back to the reading.
Bathfitter didn't just fix the bathroom. We engineered a revolution. The PermaFit system, custom built to the millimeter, delivering the ultimate watertight solution. Bathfitter, more than a renovation, a revolution.
Page 223, the ideology process. In addition to special interests, policy formation, and candidate selection process, the ideological process is crucially used by the powers that be to maintain and enhance their power over the masses. Domhoff discusses the ideology process thusly. The ideology process consists of the numerous method through which members of the power elite attempt to shape the beliefs, attitudes, and opinions of the underlying population. It is within this process that the power elite tries to create, dismantle, and reinforce a set of attitudes and values that assume Americans that the United States, for all its alleged defects, the best of all possible worlds. The ideology process is an adjunct to the other three processes, for they would not be able to function smoothly without at least the resigned acquiescence of a great majority of the population. Free and open discussion are claimed to the hallmarks of the process, but past experience shows that its leaders will utilize deceit and violence in order to combat individuals or organizations which espouse attitudes and opinions that threaten the power and privileges of the ruling class. The ideology process is necessary because public opinion does not naturally and automatically agree with the opinions of the power elite. Without the ideology process, a vague and amorphous public opinion, which often must be congealed into accepted by power elite policies, must turn to a hardened class conscience and oppose the ruling class viewpoint at every turn. In order to prevent the development of attitudes and opinions contrary to the interests of the ruling class, leaders within the ideology process attempt to build upon and reinforce the underlying principles of the American system. Academically speaking, these underlying principles are called laissez-faire liberalism, and they have enjoyed a near monopoly of American political thought since at least the beginnings of the Republic. The principles emphasize individualism, free enterprise, competition, equality of opportunity, and a minimum of reliance upon government in carrying out the affairs of society. The principal ideological goals of the ruling white male elite in America and of the white American nation taken as a whole relative to the domination of the African American community are to legitimate and justify their subordinate position and power, generate the evidence which substantiates their claim to power and legitimacy, have their rule and domination appear inevitable and natural, i.e., not the result of deliberate, perhaps malicious intentions on their part. Again, the freely given consent of African Americans to subordination to white power and to continuously reproduce the conditions of African American community dependency and relative powerlessness. The manufacturing of consent of the African American community to its own subordination, i.e. the ideological indoctrination of the African American community in such ways as to neutralize its capacity to realize its potential power, to liberate itself from the Euro-American domination, is achieved not solely through the white ruling elite's ownership and control over all the major ideological vehicles in the society. An example is the electronic media, print media, educational and socialization institutions and processes. And now we can add social media, but that goes on the electronic media as well. The reciprocity of the African American community to the white American ideological propaganda is chiefly the result of having been socially and mentally conditioned by the systematic control of its concrete living conditions by the white American nation. The sustenance, control, and organization of African American life by Euro-Americans permit them to significantly shape the perceptions, experience, capacities, expectations, and interests of African Americans so that justification for the rules of white power appear credible. Euro-American control of the African American historical and contemporary social and experiential context is such that it is too extremely difficult or many African Americans to mentally position themselves outside that context so as to compare Euro-American propaganda and rules of power with alternative ideologies, specifically African ideologies, and rules of power that challenge the apparent plausibility and credibility. Thus, as Beetham explains, and we're reading what Beetham is explaining, the justification advanced for a given system of power are vindicated by effects generated by the power system itself, but which are not understood as it affects because they appear autonomous or independent of it, as Marx himself understood well, though not all later Marxists have followed him or worked out the implications for other dimensions such as gender. It is the appearance of the socially constructed and natural that lies in the heart of all ideology. What is socially constructed is not self-imagery or illusory. Its evidence gives credibility to the justification advanced for a given system of power. Yet, the fact that it is constructed indirectly by the same system of power is obscured by the complexity of the process involved, and by the fact that these processes, such as those of socialization, are not necessarily managed by the powerful, but often by the subordinate themselves.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with super reliable internet speeds, you're always front row to the entertainment you love. Switch to Spectrum Internet today.